What if I told you that scientists can now predict how long you'll live without ever looking at your medical records? Sounds unbelievable, right? But here's the shocking truth. Simple everyday signs like how fast you walk or how strong your grip could reveal more about your future than any fortune teller ever could. And here's the kicker. Most people have no idea these signs exist. So, before you skip that morning walk or cancel coffee with a friend, stick with me because these 5 clues could literally mean the difference between a short life and an incredibly long, vibrant one. Now, I'm not talking about magic tricks or wild guesses. This is real science. Researchers have studied millions of people for decades, and they've discovered 5 indicators that can predict your longevity with surprising accuracy. And today, I'm breaking them all down for you in simple, practical terms you can use right away. Here's why this matters. Living longer isn't just about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years. Think about it. What's the point of living to 90 if you can't enjoy those golden years? What if I told you these 5 signs not only predict how long you'll live, but can also guide you to a healthier, more active, and more joyful life starting right now? Whether you're already living your best life or just trying to avoid the doctor's office, this video will give you powerful, science-backed insights you won't want to miss. Sign number 4, in particular, shocked even me, because it has nothing to do with diet or exercise and everything to do with something most of us completely overlook. Welcome to Health and Longevity for Seniors, the channel where we help you live better, longer, and stronger. If you're over 50 or you care about someone who is, this is your new home for everything related to senior health, well-being, and vitality. Every week, we bring you expert-backed tips, simple lifestyle strategies, and the latest science to help you feel amazing at any age. So, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a video that could literally add years to your life. Before we go into this deeply, where are you viewing from? How old are you? Can you share your daily routine that others may learn from you? We really appreciate your comments and would like to reply you all. All right, let's dive right in. Here are the 5 incredible signs that can predict how long you'll live and what you can do to improve them starting today. Pay close attention to each one because the last 2 might surprise you. Sign number 1, walking speed, the silent predictor of longevity. Let's start with something you probably never thought about, the speed at which you walk. Yes, your walking speed could be one of the most powerful indicators of how long you'll live. Research has shown that walking speed is like a window into your overall health. A study published in JAMA followed over 34,000 adults for more than a decade and discovered something fascinating. People who walked faster had a significantly lower risk of early death, regardless of their weight or even certain chronic illnesses. Why? Because walking isn't just about moving your legs. It's a reflection of how well your heart, lungs, muscles, and even your nervous system are functioning. When you walk briskly, it shows your body is efficient, your circulation is strong, and your energy systems are in good shape. In fact, researchers now refer to walking speed as a 6th vital sign. Think it like this. When your body starts slowing down, it's often because something deeper is happening. Maybe reduced cardiovascular capacity, muscle weakness, or even neurological decline. So, that casual stroll of yours? It might be telling more about your health than your last medical checkup. What's considered fast enough? If you walk at 1 meter per second or more, that's about 3.3 feet per second. You're in a good zone. To put it simply, if you can cross a typical street before the traffic light changes, you're doing great. But if your pace is slowed dramatically, it could be a sign of declining health. Here's something to think about. Are you the one who gets left behind during family walks? Or are you leading the pack? That difference could be telling you a lot more than you realize. Now, here's a question for you. Do you know your walking speed? Drop a comment below. Are you a fast walker or a slow stroller? I read about a 72-year-old woman named Clara who never joined a gym, never counted calories, but she walked everywhere. She said, "I don't rush, but I don't crawl either." Today, she's 92 and still goes on daily walks with her granddaughter. Her secret? She kept moving, kept her muscles and heart active, and never underestimated the power of a simple walk. Clara is proof that you don't need fancy workouts or expensive equipment to stay healthy. Sometimes, the simplest habits give the greatest results. Practical tip: time yourself. Walk 10 meters, about 33 feet, at your normal pace. If you can do it in under 10 seconds, you're in the healthy range. Start small. If your pace is slow, don't panic. Begin with short walks, then gradually increase your speed and distance. Challenge yourself. Make it fun. Walk to the store instead of driving. Invite a friend for a daily stroll. Your body and your future will thank you. Walking speed might sound like a small thing, but it's a silent predictor of independence, strength, and vitality. Keep that in mind the next time you lace up your shoes. Now, let's move on to the second sign, which is hiding right in your hands, and it might surprise you. Sign number 2, grip strength. The power in your hands reflects the power in your life. Here's something fascinating. The strength of your handshake could reveal more about your health than your cholesterol numbers. Sounds crazy, right? But grip strength has become one of the most reliable indicators of overall health and longevity. According to research from The Lancet, grip strength is strongly linked to your muscle mass, nervous system health, and even your risk of heart disease. People with weaker grips tend to have higher chances of cardiovascular issues and earlier mortality, even when compared to traditional risk factors like blood pressure. Why does this happen? Because grip strength reflects the health of your entire musculoskeletal system. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass, a condition called sarcopenia. But when that decline happens too quickly, it signals weakness, frailty, and higher vulnerability to falls, injuries, and chronic diseases. Here's the big takeaway. Maintaining strong hands means maintaining strong muscles, and strong muscles are linked to better balance, higher metabolism, and lower risk of disability. Quick question for you. When was the last time you tested your grip strength? Do you think yours is strong? Let me know in the comments. How to check your grip strength at home. Use a hand dynamometer. You can find one online for under $30. No gadget? No problem. Try this. Squeeze a tennis ball as hard as you can for 3 to 5 seconds. If it feels like a struggle, your grip could use improvement. Simple ways to improve grip strength. Carry your groceries. Instead of using a cart, carry shopping bags when possible. Use a stress ball. Squeeze it for 5 minutes a day. Do farmer's walks. Hold 2 heavy objects, like water jugs, and walk around your house. Practice with resistance bands. Great for building finger and forearm strength. Mini story for connection. On Reddit, I came across a post from a 68-year-old man who started working on his grip after he struggled to open a pickle jar. He said, "That moment woke me up. I didn't want to feel helpless." So he began simple exercises, carrying his groceries, squeezing a ball daily. A year later, not only was his grip stronger, but his overall energy and confidence skyrocketed. The comment section was full of seniors saying the same thing. Improving grip strength gave them back independence and dignity. Isn't that powerful? A strong grip isn't just about strength. It's about freedom, confidence, and health. Now, if walking speed and grip strength surprise you, wait until you hear about the third sign. It's something you can check right now without any special equipment, and it says a lot about your heart health. Sign number 3, resting heart rate, the hidden number that speaks volumes about your health. Here's a sign that most people completely overlook: your resting heart rate. This simple number, which you can check right now without any special equipment, can reveal a lot about your heart health and, surprisingly, your life expectancy. What is resting heart rate, and why does it matter? Your resting heart rate, RHR, is the number of times your heart beats per minute while you're at complete rest, like when you first wake up in the morning before getting out of bed. For most healthy adults, a normal resting heart rate falls between 60 and 100 beats per minute. But here's the kicker. Lower is generally better, at least down to about 50 beats per minute for most people. Why? Because a lower RHR usually means your heart is strong and efficient. It doesn't have to work overtime to pump blood throughout your body. Think of your heart like the engine of a car. If the engine can run smoothly without revving at high speeds all the time, it's going to last longer. Similarly, a strong heart doesn't need to beat as often to keep things running. What does science say? Studies have consistently shown that people with higher resting heart rates say above 80 or 90 beats per minute, have a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular disease and early mortality. One large-scale study published in the Journal of the American Heart Association found that every 10-beat increase in resting heart rate was linked to a 9% higher risk of death from heart disease. That's huge. So, if your resting heart rate is creeping up, it might be a warning sign you shouldn't ignore. The easiest way is the old-fashioned method. Place 2 fingers on your wrist or the side of your neck, count the beats for 30 seconds, then multiply by 2. Or, if you have a smartwatch or a fitness tracker, it can do the job for you. Check it first thing in the morning for the most accurate reading. And here's a tip: track it over time. A single number won't tell the whole story, but trends do. If your RHR is consistently increasing, it could be time to talk to your doctor or adjust your lifestyle. How to lower your resting heart rate. Exercise regularly. Cardio activities like walking, swimming, or cycling strengthen your heart, making it more efficient. Manage stress. Stress sends your heart rate soaring. Try deep breathing, meditation, or simply sitting quietly for a few minutes each day. Get enough sleep. Poor sleep can cause your heart rate to rise. Aim for 7 to 8 hours a night. Stay hydrated. Dehydration forces your heart to work harder, which can increase your RHR. Here's something interesting. Resting heart rate is like an early warning system. You might feel okay, but if your RHR is climbing over time, your body might be telling you something is wrong. Paying attention to this tiny number could add years to your life. So here's my question for you. What's your resting heart rate right now? If you know it, drop the number in the comments. I'd love to see how many of you are in the healthy zone. Now, walking speed, grip strength, and resting heart rate are all physical indicators. But this next sign is a little different. It has nothing to do with how fast you walk or how strong your hands are, and everything to do with your connections. This one shocked even me. Sign number 4. Social connections. Why your relationships may be more important than your cholesterol. You've heard the saying, no man is an island. Turns out, that's not just poetry, it's science. The strength of your social connections could literally determine how long you live. How can friendships affect your lifespan? It sounds strange at first. After all, what do friends and family have to do with your physical health? But research from Harvard's 80-year-long study on adult development, the longest study of its kind, has shown that people who are more socially connected to family, friends, and community live longer, healthier, and happier lives than those who are isolated. Here's why. Social connections reduce stress, boost immunity, and even lower your risk of chronic illnesses like heart disease and dementia. On the flip side, loneliness has been shown to be as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Yes, you heard that right. Being lonely can literally kill you faster than bad habits. Why this happens? When you have strong, positive relationships, your brain produces feel-good chemicals like oxytocin and serotonin. These lower stress hormones, improve sleep, and even keep your blood pressure in check. But when you're lonely, stress hormones like cortisol spike, leading to inflammation and a weakened immune system. Over time, that adds up to serious health risks. On Reddit, there was a post that really stuck with me. A user shared about their grandfather, who's now 94 years old. When asked about his secret to a long life, he didn't talk about diet or exercise. He said, "I never miss my weekly coffee with friends." Through wars, pandemics, and personal losses, that little ritual connection kept him going. The comment section exploded with people saying similar things about their grandparents or parents, how staying connected gave them a sense of purpose and joy that kept them alive. Practical ways to strengthen social connections. Call a friend today. It sounds simple, but just hearing a friendly voice can reduce stress. Join a group, whether it's a book club, a walking group, or a volunteer team. Being part of a community matters. Plan regular meetups, weekly coffee, a monthly dinner. Consistency is key. Stay connected digitally. If distance is an issue, video calls can help maintain that bond. Here's something to think about. When was the last time you laughed with a friend until your stomach hurt? That laughter isn't just good for your soul. It's good for your heart, your immune system, and your lifespan. So, I want to ask you this. Who's the first person you're going to call after watching this video? Write their name in the comments as a little commitment to reconnecting. Walking speed, grip strength, resting heart rate, and now social connections. We've covered physical signs and a social one, but the last sign might be the most surprising of all. It's something you can't see or touch, yet has the power to add years to your life. And it all starts in your mind. Sign number 5, positive outlook. Why your mindset could be your most powerful longevity tool. We've talked about your walking speed, grip strength, resting heart rate, and social connections, all important predictors of how long you might live. But this last sign is one that science says could be just as powerful as any of the physical indicators, your attitude toward life. Yes, your outlook, whether you lean toward optimism or pessimism, could literally add years to your life. What does the research say? Harvard researchers studied more than 70,000 people over 3 decades and discovered something astonishing. People with the most positive outlook lived, on average, 11 to 15% longer than their less optimistic peers. And it wasn't just about feeling happy. It was about having a hopeful perspective and believing that good things are possible. Optimists were not only living longer, but they were also healthier. They had lower rates of heart disease, stronger immune systems, and even better recovery from illnesses. Why? Because optimism reduces stress. And stress is one of the biggest silent killers out there. When you expect the worst, your body stays in a constant state of tension. Cortisol spikes, blood pressure climbs, inflammation runs wild, all things that speed up aging. What does optimism look like in daily life? It doesn't mean walking around pretending everything is perfect. Life has ups and downs, and challenges are part of being human. But optimism is about how you interpret those challenges. An optimist says, "This is tough, but I can figure it out." A pessimist says, "This is the end. Nothing will ever get better." The difference? That mental shift doesn't just change your mood. It changes your biology. Positive thoughts trigger hormones and brain chemicals that protect your heart, boost your immune system, and even slow down the aging process. Simple habits to cultivate a positive outlook. 1. Practice gratitude daily. Each morning, write down 3 things you're thankful for. It rewires your brain to focus on abundance instead of lack. 2. Surround yourself with positive people. Negativity is contagious, but so is positivity. Choose your circle wisely. 3. Limit negative input. If news or social media drains you, take a break. Feed your mind with things that uplift you. 4. Use affirmations. Simple statements like, "I am strong, I am capable, I am aging with grace," can shift your mindset over time. 5. Laugh often. It sounds simple, but laughter is one of the fastest ways to lower stress and boost health. I came across a story about a woman who lived to 102. When people asked her the secret to her long life, she didn't mention diet, exercise, or even good genes. She said, "I decided a long time ago to look for the silver lining in everything." Her family described her as someone who faced real hardships, loss, sickness, financial struggles, but she always chose hope over despair. That choice gave her strength, resilience, and apparently a very long life. Now let me ask you this. Do you consider yourself an optimist or a pessimist? Be honest and tell me in the comments below. And if you feel you lean more toward pessimism, don't worry. Optimism isn't something you're born with. It's something you can learn. And starting today, you can train your brain to think in a way that supports a longer, healthier life. We've covered a lot today. 5 signs that can predict your longevity and what you can do to improve them. 1. Walking speed, a reflection of your overall vitality. 2. Grip strength, a marker for muscular health and independence. 3. Resting heart rate, the hidden number that shows how efficient your heart is. 4. Social connections, the friendships that might be more powerful than medicine. 5. Positive outlook, the mindset that could add years to your life. Here's the key takeaway. These signs are not set in stone. They're not just predictions, they're opportunities. If you see areas where you can improve, that's great news because every single one of these factors is changeable. You can start today, and every small step adds up to a longer, stronger, more joyful life. So, here's my challenge for you. Walk a little faster today. Do 1 grip strength exercise. Take 5 minutes to measure your resting heart rate. Call a friend and reconnect. And write down 3 things you're grateful for before you go to bed tonight. Those 5 actions could be the beginning of your new longevity plan. If this video inspired you, do me a favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to Health and Longevity for Seniors, and turn on the notification bell because we've got more powerful tips coming your way every week. And now, I want to hear from you. Which sign surprised you the most? Drop in the comments below. I read every single one. Remember this, aging is inevitable, but how you age is up to you. Take control today, and let's make those golden years truly golden. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Share the video to loved ones. Stay healthy, stay positive, and I'll see you in the next video. Picture this. It's 2 a.m. You're in dreamland, maybe dancing at a party from the 70s, when suddenly your calf feels like it's auditioning for a horror movie. That sharp, stabbing pain that makes you leap out of bed like someone turned on the sprinklers. Yep, the dreaded leg cramp. Now, here's a shocking fact. Over 50% of adults over 60 experience these cramps regularly. And guess what? You don't have to live with them. Why does this happen? As we age, our muscles don't exactly age like fine wine. They become a little more stubborn and less forgiving. Combine that with dehydration, low levels of essential minerals like potassium and magnesium, or even side effects from common medications, and boom, those painful leg cramps show up like an uninvited guest at a dinner party. But here's the silver lining. Your diet can either be your best friend or your worst enemy in this fight. Certain foods can help relax your muscles, restore your mineral balance, and keep those midnight surprises away. Welcome to Health and Longevity for Seniors, your trusted corner on the internet for all things wellness, vitality, and graceful aging. This is the place where we don't just talk about living longer, we talk about living better. Every week, we share practical health tips, natural remedies, nutrition secrets, and lifestyle habits that help you feel your best, no matter your age. If you're ready to enjoy life without those pesky health roadblocks, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a new video. Now, before we dive in, let me ask you something. How old are you? Where are you watching from? And be honest, when was the last time you had one of those painful leg cramps? Drop your answers in the comments because I love hearing your stories. Also, what's the biggest health challenge you're dealing with right now? High blood pressure? Joint pain? Trouble sleeping? This channel is all about you, so tell me what you need help with. Grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's hang out for the next few minutes. So today, I'm sharing something you're going to love. The top 3 foods to prevent leg cramps in seniors. And trust me, these are not exotic, hard-to-find ingredients. They're everyday foods you can start eating today to make a real difference. And to make this even more interesting, I'll share a real-life Reddit story from a senior who went from being woken up almost every night with cramps to finally getting relief, all thanks to some smart dietary changes. Before we jump into the list, let me ask, when was the last time you actually thought about what's happening inside your muscles when that cramp hits? Imagine a tug-of-war going on in your calf. Your nerves pulling one way, your muscles pulling the other, and neither side wants to give up. That's exactly what's happening during a cramp. But the foods I'm about to share, they're like the referees that step in, calm things down, and restore peace in your body. Up next, I'll outline the top 3 foods, explain why they work, give tips on how to include them in your meals, and share that inspiring Reddit story you don't want to miss. So stay tuned because number 3 on this list is a game changer. Food number 1. Number 1 on the list, bananas. Why it works. Let's start with a classic. Bananas aren't just for monkeys and athletes. They're muscle magic and appeal. Here's why. They're loaded with potassium, a mineral your muscles absolutely love. Potassium is like a peacekeeper in your body. Think of your muscles as tiny workers on a construction site. Without enough potassium, they start arguing, getting into fights, and eventually someone throws a wrench. In this case, that wrench is a painful cramp at 2 a.m. Potassium helps your muscles stay calm, and your nerves send smooth signals. When your potassium levels drop, those signals get scrambled, and suddenly your muscles think it's time to seize up like a rusty old door hinge. That's why adding potassium-rich foods like bananas to your diet can be a game changer for preventing cramps. Now, how do you add bananas to your day without making it boring? Easy. Slice it over oatmeal for breakfast. Blend it into a smoothie with a little yogurt and berries. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. Or, if you're like me and enjoy keeping things simple, just grab one, peel it, and snack away. Bananas are especially great for seniors because they're soft and easy on the teeth. No wrestling match with your food required. Plus, they're portable. Heading out for a walk? Toss one in your bag, and you got a natural energy boost on the go. And here's the best part. Bananas come with their own natural packaging. No need for Tupperware, no need for foil. Mother Nature basically said, here you go, here's your snack to go. No assembly required. It's the original fast food, and the drive-thru, your kitchen counter. Here's something most people don't know. Pair bananas with a glass of water. Why? Because potassium works hand in hand with hydration. If you're dehydrated, even a truckload of bananas won't stop cramps. So think of it as a team sport. Potassium and water are your MVPs. Food number 2. Next up, spinach. Why it works. Okay, confession time. Spinach might not be everyone's favorite green, but when it comes to fighting cramps, this leafy hero deserves a standing ovation. Why? Because spinach is packed with magnesium. If potassium is the peacekeeper, magnesium is a calm mediator that makes sure your muscles don't throw tantrums. Here's how it works. When your muscles contract, magnesium helps them relax afterward. Without enough magnesium, your muscles basically get stuck in on mode, and that's when cramps sneak in. In fact, magnesium deficiency is one of the top causes of nighttime leg cramps, especially in seniors. Now, before you start thinking, spinach salad every day? Hold on. There's so many easy ways to sneak spinach into your meals without feeling like a rabbit. Add a handful to your omelet in the morning. It wilts down in seconds and adds a nutritional punch. Toss it into soups or stews. You won't even notice it's there. Or blend it into a smoothie with a banana and some berries. Trust me, you won't taste it, but your body will love you for it. Plus, spinach is soft and cooks quickly, which means less time in the kitchen and more time enjoying life. And let's be real. If Popeye could take on bad guys with spinach, it can definitely take on leg cramps for you. No need to pop it can open like Popeye, though. Just fresh or frozen spinach works wonders. Who knows? You might even feel a little superhuman after adding it to your diet. Here's a bonus. Magnesium doesn't just help with cramps. It also supports bone health, nerve function, and even helps you sleep better. So if you're tossing and turning at night, adding spinach to your meals might be your ticket to dreamland. So, we've covered bananas for potassium and spinach for magnesium, your muscle peacekeepers. But there's still one more superstar food coming up that often gets overlooked, and it could be the missing link to cramp-free nights. And spoiler alert, it's creamy, versatile, and totally delicious. Now, before I reveal the third food, let me share a story that I came across on Reddit. It really stuck with me because it shows just how powerful these small dietary changes can be. Let's call her Margaret, a 68-year-old retired teacher from Ohio, who shared her experience in a senior wellness thread. Margaret's story. I used to think leg cramps were just a part of getting older. I'm 68, relatively healthy, and I walk every day. So when I started waking up at night with my calf feeling like it was being twisted by an invisible wrench, I panicked. The pain was so bad, I would literally jump out of bed and hobble around my room for 10 minutes just to get it to stop. At first, it was once a week, then twice. Then it started happening almost every night. I was exhausted, cranky, and terrified to go to sleep because I didn't want to wake up in pain. My daughter even joked that I was turning into a vampire because I hated nighttime so much. I went to my doctor, and they ran some blood work. Everything looked fine, except for a note that my potassium and magnesium were on the low side. The doctor said it could be contributing to the cramps, along with dehydration. But here's the thing. I drank water all the time. Or at least I thought I did. 2 cups of coffee in the morning, a glass of water with lunch, and maybe some tea in the evening. That was my hydration. Turns out it wasn't enough. The cramps got so bad one night that I ended up crying at 3 a.m. and scrolling to my phone looking for help. That's when I stumbled across a thread about foods for leg cramps. People kept mentioning bananas, leafy greens, and avocados. I rolled my eyes at first, like, seriously? A banana is going to fix my 3 a.m. misery? But at that point, I was desperate. The next morning, I made a promise to myself. I'd give it 2 weeks. 2 weeks of adding these foods to my diet and drinking actual water, not just tea and coffee. Here's what I did. Day 1, bought a bunch of bananas. Ate one with breakfast and another in the afternoon. Added spinach to my scrambled eggs. It looked weird at first, but it actually tasted great. Started keeping a water bottle by my side all day. Every time I thought about coffee, I drank water first. That first night, no cramp. I thought it was a fluke. Second night, no cramp. Third night, still nothing. By the end of the first week, I realized I had gone 6 nights without a single episode. I literally cried happy tears because I had forgotten what it felt like to sleep through the night without jumping out of bed in pain. By week 2, I was hooked. I started experimenting with smoothies, banana, spinach, a splash of almond milk, and a little honey. It tasted like dessert and made me feel like I was doing something good for my body. It wasn't just the cramps that improved. My energy came back. I wasn't dragging through the day anymore. My mood improved because, let's face it, pain and sleep deprivation turn anyone into a grumpy bear. The best part? I didn't have to take a single pill. Just real food. I told my doctor about it during my next checkup, and she laughed and said, "Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best." Now, every time someone complains about leg cramps in my senior yoga class, guess what I tell them? Eat your bananas, eat your greens, and drink your water. And yes, I sound like a broken record, but I'm okay with that because I know it works. Stories like Margaret's are a powerful reminder that what we eat matters, not just for weight or energy, but for those little things that make a big difference in our daily lives, like getting through the night without pain. And the best part? These aren't expensive, complicated fixes. They're simple, accessible, and natural. Now, if bananas and spinach can do all that, imagine what happens when we add one more cramp-fighting superstar to the mix. This last food is creamy, delicious, and full of healthy fats and minerals your muscles will thank you for. Can you guess what it is? Stick around because this one might already be sitting in your kitchen. Food number 3. And finally, number 3 on the list, avocados. Why it works. Yes, the creamy green superstar that Instagram can't stop talking about actually deserves the hype, especially for your muscles. Avocados are loaded with potassium and magnesium, making them a double punch against leg cramps. Remember how bananas were potassium kings and spinach was a magnesium hero? Well, avocado is like the dynamic duo rolled into one. Here's why this matters. Potassium helps your muscles and nerves communicate properly, while magnesium ensures your muscles can contract and relax without seizing up. When you combine the two, you're basically giving your body the ultimate cramp defense system. And let's not forget, avocados also contain healthy fats that are great for your heart and brain health, both of which become even more important as we age. Now, how do you get more avocado into your life without breaking the bank or turning into a hipster? Easy ideas. Smash it on whole grain toast with a sprinkle of salt and pepper. Breakfast made in 2 minutes. Slice it up and add to your salad or sandwich. Or blend it into a smoothie for a creamy texture. Yes, trust me, avocado smoothies taste amazing when paired with banana and a little cocoa powder. It's like healthy chocolate pudding. The beauty of avocado is that it doesn't need much fuss. It's simple, soft, and so versatile. And let's be honest, isn't it funny how avocado went from weird green fruit to the Beyoncé of the food world? People throw avocado on everything these days. I wouldn't be surprised if someone makes avocado ice cream. But hey, if it keeps the cramps away, I'm all for it. Here's a bonus tip. Because avocados are rich in healthy fats, they also help your body absorb other nutrients like vitamins A, D, E, and K. So when you pair avocado with spinach in a salad, you're getting the best of both worlds. Think of it as teamwork, like Batman and Robin, but in your salad bowl. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever tried adding more potassium and magnesium-rich foods to your diet for leg cramps? Which one of these three is your favorite? Bananas, spinach, or avocado? Or do you have a secret remedy you swear by? Drop your answers in the comments below, because I read every single one, and I reply to as many as I can. Who knows? Your tip might help another senior out there who's struggling with those awful nighttime cramps. Stick with me, because in just a second, I'm going to summarize everything we covered today, plus share a few extra tips to make sure those leg cramps become a thing of the past. All right, let's do a quick recap before you head off to raid your kitchen. First up, bananas, your potassium-packed peacekeepers for happy muscles. Second, spinach, the magnesium-rich green hero that calms those muscle tantrums. And third, avocado, the creamy all-star loaded with both potassium and magnesium, plus healthy fats for good measure. If you start adding these to your meals regularly, you're giving your body the minerals it needs to keep those nighttime cramps away. Remember, small, consistent changes lead to big results. Before we wrap up, let me give you a few quick lifestyle tips that work hand in hand with these foods. Stay hydrated. Aim for at least 6 to 8 glasses of water a day. Herbal tea counts, but soda doesn't. Stretch before bed. A simple calf stretch can make a big difference. Go easy on caffeine and alcohol. They can dehydrate you, and dehydration equals cramps. Check your medications. Some blood pressure and cholesterol meds can cause muscle cramps, so talk to your doctor if you suspect this might be the case. Combine these tips with the foods we discussed, and you'll be well on your way to cramp-free nights. And because I like to over-deliver, here's a bonus cramp-fighting food that doesn't get enough love: sweet potatoes. These orange beauties are rich in potassium, magnesium, and complex carbs, perfect for energy and muscle recovery. Roast them, mash them, or bake them. They're delicious and senior-friendly. So next time you're at the grocery store, grab a few sweet potatoes along with your bananas and avocados. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Which of these foods are you going to try first? Do you have your own secret leg cramp remedy that's worked wonders for you? Or maybe you got a funny leg cramp story like Margaret from earlier. Drop your answers in the comments section, because I read every single one, and I reply to as many as I can. And if you got a question, ask away. Your question might even inspire our next video. If you found this video helpful, don't keep it to yourself. Hit that like button, subscribe to Health and Longevity for Seniors, and click the bell so you don't miss any of our weekly health tips. And hey, share this with a friend or a family member who's been complaining about cramps. They'll thank you later. Remember, growing older doesn't mean giving up your quality of life. It means getting smarter about how we care for ourselves. So eat well, stay hydrated, and keep moving, because your best years can still be ahead of you. I'm your name, and I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay strong, and keep those legs cramp-free.